The person who speaks without thinking or without control may make rash promises that he or she does not keep. Who do that sound like, folks? Politicians, guilty as charged. Let's do it. All right. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to Hard Hat Conversations. It's October the 28th, 2024. Your host name is Richard, and let's get into it, folks. Let's see what happened over the weekend and what's going on in our world today. And right off the bat, I just want to say congratulations. Like I said, I'm stationed here in Cleveland, Ohio. Congratulations to my Cleveland Browns for their little victory yesterday. It was a good game. We enjoyed it, and hope there's a few more to come. Let's not jump the gun, Browns. Let's slow down. Let's not get crazy. But it was a feel good win. We needed that, even though we're still in trouble. We needed that. So congratulations to the Cleveland Browns organization and to the fans too for supporting and just having a good time. Let's give ourselves an applause. Yeah, we needed that. We needed that game. Thank you, folks. Thank you, Browns. All right, let's get into it, folks, right away. Let me go to my notes, folks. You know I like to go to my notes. I was looking at an article today, folks. It's from Signal Cleveland. That's a freelance type newspaper out here in Cleveland area called Signal Cleveland. And they was writing a report about can black men vote make a difference? So here we go again, folks. Let's like I said, this is hard act conversation. We're gonna tell the hard truths and the hard facts. That's why we're here to talk about it. You know, if you disagree with me, like, subscribe, comment, whatever it takes. You know, if you think I said something wrong or want to correct me on something, please feel free to do it. That's what this podcast is all about. We're not here to beat up everybody, and we're just here to come for some answers, some solutions, you know. But before we get to the solutions, of course, we got to talk about the problem. And a lot of problems is that we don't want to talk about the problem, right, folks? That's the problem. We don't want to talk about the real problems really going on. We want to just sugarcoat it, and hopefully it passed by our door, which is not going to pass by your door. Not every problem. Some are, but not every problem. So let's get into it. Can black men make a difference in the vote? So they got all these marquee people coming up. They're making all these organizations always pop up. You got the new ones and the old ones creep back in. You know, BLM look like they trying to creep in a little bit. You know, I guess maybe they ran out of money. It's just a joke, folks. I'm just joking. But like I said, there's still a lot of black crime going out here. These neighborhoods are tore up. Nobody's holding these politicians accountable, especially a lot of the major black cities have black leaders. We've been having black leaders for the longest, and the neighborhoods still look like trash, but the downtowns are still looking beautiful. We understand that we got to have commerce, we got to make money, but darn it, can we at least start working on some of the neighborhoods? You telling me that we don't have any taxpayers' dollars? Remember that. That's your money. To start building and doing something. We know there's some people out there that just don't want to do right, folks. But come on now. We can't let them win, can we? There's a lot of folks out there trying to make it in this world. You know, it's tough. And that's why I get on the politicians and the lawmakers and also the church as well. I like to throw them in there a little bit because, like I said, with the churches, they're our last vanguard, you know. They're supposed to be our protectors. So when stuff get out of hand, they're supposed to help us with some of these social issues. So it seems like to me they lacking on that, you know. So unless you're some big wig or have a lot of money, they don't want to hear from you. They don't care what you have to say. as long as you pay your tithes and do what you got to do. And we got to get that mentality. We got to stop that. We got to hold them accountable as well, because they get a lot of tax-free stuff as well, too, from your tax dollars. Let's not forget that, folks. Come on. This is hard hat conversations. We talking about truths here, right? We're not holding nothing back, right? Whether you disagree or not, like, subscribe, comment, say something. If I'm wrong, say it. If you got an idea and say who else is responsible for all this, help us out. Tell us. So that's what I got to say on them politics. That's why I threw up the gavel. I said, right now, y'all, all of y'all, Democrats, Republicans, whatever you want to call yourself, Green Party, Blue Party, BLM, Antifa, where are y'all? Y'all all guilty. Because the real people out here is hurting, All these organizations, guilty. Because they're not doing anything. All we're hearing is they come out the woodwork when there's a white policeman shoot a black kid that's doing something wrong, or a male, or is there other agendas out here when it's only the limelight come out, like when they doing something that make big news, That's when they want to come out and protest and all that. Let's protest now. Come on. Let's talk about us. Let's be personal sometimes. Let's say, hey, we need to get our act together. While we out there trying to tell other groups and other folks what to do, let's look inward and say, hey, what we can do. Let's look inward now, folks. Come on. I can do this. I can do that. But can I do this? That's the hard part, including myself. Don't forget, I'm in here with you. So I'm no better than you are. I'm right here. I got my good parts and my bad part. But hey, I'm trying to work. But it seems like they're not working on these black cities. I'm sorry. Because the majority of us, black people, live in black cities. And we're just tearing it up, even with our black leaders. I guess their families are doing good, and the people that's in their circle are doing good. But that's not enough. That's just not enough. You can't have all these Where's the Urban League? Let's see who else I can call out there. What's that in the Senate? Wow, slipping my tongue already, folks. The Black Caucus, where are they? They was there when they wanted Joe Biden to get in office. They was touting, they was crawling, creeping, doing everything to come out there to get. They was visiting every church, every neighborhood, flyers everywhere. You can't blame it on the locals. They trashing the neighborhood. There was so much of that trash that they was delivering out, talking about vote for this person and vote for that. They were littering the street with that pamphlet stuff. Why they talking about we messing up the neighborhood with trash, folks? No, but I'm sorry, folks. I had to laugh at that because it's the truth, and we just don't want to talk about it because we don't want to hurt no feelings, and we don't want to look like we're Uncle Tom or we're racist. What is all this Uncle Tom and racist stuff? We already know. I got to talk about it again. Look, check this out, y'all. I'm black. I lived in city of Cleveland neighborhoods. I grew up around crack, drugs, everything. Alcoholics, everything. Okay, it was tough. But guess what, folks? You can get out of it. I knew people that grew up in the projects, folks. It was hell. Trust me, I know. Had friends that come from there. It was tough. Some made it and some didn't. But we got to keep preaching this message that you got to get out. This is not the way. Selling drugs, hurting your fellow man, having all these kids out of wedlock, getting on welfare as soon as you turn 18 so you can collect the check. That's not the way. We got to try to find some stability, folks. You can't be an entrepreneur right away. Get you a job and then be an entrepreneur. Nobody's telling you not to stop your dreams. You can do whatever you want, but you got to have a starting point, folks. You start getting those criminal records and felonies and start running around with the wrong crowd. It's not going to happen, folks. You're just digging your hole more and more. And it's going to be hard for you to get out of that hole. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to get so down, or you're going to want to stay in that hole and not get out. Folks, I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm just talking about from my own experience. I don't need to point a finger at you. I'm looking inward, remember? As I said at the beginning, I'm looking inward. When I'm telling you, I experienced. I'm not just telling you what you experienced. That's easy for me to do. What's the old saying? Misery loves company? Come on, folks. That's true. This is a hard-head conversation. Let's talk the truth. Let's talk like we're sitting in our house when ain't nobody else around. Come on. Black, white, blue, red, orange, yellow. It don't matter. We all want the same thing. Most of us want to live a decent life. Want to make a little bit of money, because that's what our society tells us to do. We want a nice little home. We want it quiet. We want it peaceful. We want to have some fun out there. We want to do the best we can. We want our kids to do the best they can, you know. We all want that. I don't care what walk of life you came from. We all want that, folks. We all experience that. I'm going to tell you, folks, if I didn't go in the military when I was 19, I had to get out of there because when I went in, a lot of my friends in late 80s, a lot of my friends was starting to sell that crack and stuff, making big money. I mean, big money. I got out of high school and I didn't know if I want to go to college, trade school, or what. I just want to have some fun, you know. So one day I woke up and I had a hangover, and I went downstairs and my mother and father was sitting at the kitchen table, and my father was getting ready to go to work. He was working second shift at it was called Republic Steel back then, and I just told him, you know, I just came down there and woke up to get something to eat, and I said, Mom, Dad, I got to get out of here. I got to find myself. I signed up for the Navy. They was like, what? And I said, yeah, I just picked the Navy. I got to get out of here and find myself before I get in trouble. And I knew I would because it was so easy to make the money out there in the early stages of the crack game. It was so easy, and a lot of you understand that, know that. It was so easy. And I said I had to get out of here and find myself. So I went in the Navy, went all the way across, stationed in San Diego, and my whole world opened up to me. You know, I saw other races doing stuff and started learning things and seeing things. And one thing that really stuck to me, and this is personal to my heart, because when I was growing up in my neighborhood, like you see on TV and a lot of black movies, most of people you see, besides, luckily I had a father that was work every day, but you know, he grew up in Jim Crow laws, so I'm from the Second Mayor, so my father had it rough. So he was down in the South where he couldn't do much, you know. He had to keep his head down and stuff like that. And so it was hard to be a man down in the South doing the Jim Crow laws because you can only do so much. So, not taking away from him, he gave me one thing, is to work hard and take care of your family. I learned that a lot from him, and wish he was around, of course. And sorry folks, I'm getting off track. I get emotional when I talk about my dad, you know. But anyway, came up here, found us a better life up here, you know, got a good job, you know, low education. He only had a 4th grade education, folks. My mother only made it to the 10th grade. Isn't that amazing? Both of them came up here, didn't know nobody. I'm sorry, he had one sister already up here, but my mother didn't have anybody. She left her family with him, and it was already four of us. It was 6 of us all together. And me and my younger brother, we was the last of the 6. And to be honest with you, I had a wonderful childhood. Of course, there was some bad times, you know, when my father wanted to go on the weekends and get drunk a little bit and act crazy a little bit. But, you know, there was a lot of that going on back then, you know, the alcohol and stuff like that. So I'm glad we are elevated from that, from, you know, men beating up on women and stuff like that. It's not a good thing, folks. It's not a good thing, you know, especially when you've been drinking alcohol. So everybody out there that drink, you know, you want to drink responsibly, that's on you. My best advice is leave it alone, but if you do it, please be careful, because it can put you in a bad spot. So get back on the thing I was saying about you can overcome your circumstances, as I said before in my last episode. A lot of us don't want to talk about the hard truths. We always want to be looking outside, not inward. So please, folks, my advice is to start working inward, because that's what I'm doing every day. I'm working on myself before I come to you. And I hopefully, you'll comment on some of these things I say, that enlighten me, because I learn every day from a lot of folks, different walks of life, and try to experience a lot of different things. I'm talking about positive things, not negative things. Don't say that's boring. Don't say that's nerdy. Back in the old days, we always, because of the racism was part of it, I think, in our mentality. And don't forget, folks, let me throw this in. All whites are not racist. I know it's hard for some of y'all to hear that, but if it wasn't for a lot of the abolitionists and the whites, a lot of them died, Quakers and all that. You had the Underground Railroad. A lot of whites helped with that, folks. So let's not forget that as well. Like I said, there's good and evil in black, white, blue, red, orange, purple, red. So if we want to go down that road, we can go down that road. But people are people. It's not this, folks. This doesn't matter. The heart was matter. So let's keep that in mind. Sometimes we need to be reminded of that. Even I do too. So, when they say don't judge, you try not to judge. But if you see something wrong and something doing wrong, you're not judging. You trying to help the situation out before somebody get hurt. So let's not forget about that. Also, folks, I want to get into let me run back to the black men vote. Like I said, it's hard hat conversations, the hard truth, hard facts. Right now we're hearing a lot about women empowerment. There's nothing wrong with that. But what's wrong with black men as well? It's like we getting stuck under the table. It's like the only purpose we have is they just want us to go to work and supply them with things and goods. That we also have feelings too as well. So black women, let's not forget that. Your black man got a lot of stuff going on, and he also have feelings too, and ideas too. So he's not just a breadwinner. He has needs as well. So let's not forget that, folks. And let's not let society try to split us up. We're different. There's men and there's women, and it's a difference. So we think a little different. We act different. So let's not forget that. Let's not try to put us all in one thing, because we're not. We're made different. So they're coming at the black men with their votes as usual. First it was the black women. Now they feel that they already got the black women vote. Now they coming after the black men. They said more black men are starting to vote more conservative. I think the black men are waking up more, because we're earning a little bit of more money. We're understanding our role a little bit more better. I think we're able in this time period, instead of like 50 or 60 years ago where it was hard, but now this time period we're able to, a lot of us are becoming a lot of entrepreneurs. We're getting into some of these good jobs. We're doing some real positive things, so now they're really focusing on us, because they see a lot of us are growing in this time, in this different time right now. So we're understanding that there's certain things we have to do to make it in this world, and all that partying and stuff, we can't do that every day to make it. So they're coming after us, folks. So when they come after us for our votes, let's demand some stuff. Let's say, hey, we need this, we need that. Every other group get to do that, so how come we can't do it? So let's do it, folks. Let's do it. Come on, folks. Like the church said, come on. Let's all work together. Let's get past this craziness. We're always gonna have disagreements, but we got to live on this planet, as I said before, and we gotta make it work, folks. We gotta make it work. Let's see, one more thing. I think that's about it, folks, I got for you tonight. Like I said, let's stay on these politicians, because they making these rules that affect our lives on certain things like money and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, don't forget that presidential race. Like I said, it can affect a couple of little things, but the major stuff is your local government. Stay on your local government, because they're the ones that really affect you the hardest. You know, especially your state-owned inward. You know, your governor, your city council, your mayors. Um, all those are really affect the way of your life because they're right there with you. So, and remember, all of those are run by your tax dollars. They don't make any. They don't produce a machine. They don't sweep a floor. They don't flip a hamburger. They don't do anything. If you don't work, and then they don't get paid, and they can't do nothing with your money. And it's their job as representatives of us to do our will. And if they don't do our will, we need to get them out of there. They don't need to be telling us what to do. We're supposed to be telling them what to do. I think it'll flip-flop now, folks. But we have made them superstars, and they don't fear us anymore because they know we don't come together. Because you know why? Because all we doing is talking about black, white, poor, rich. They all splitting us all together, and you know a house divided will fall, and we are falling. You know, we're attacking each other. Road rage. Come on, folks. All that old silly little stuff. We didn't have road rage 20 years ago like it is right now. What are you doing trying to hurt your neighbor for? Come on. Your neighbor is somebody you don't know. That's your neighbor, okay? Not just the person next door. Your neighbor is the person you don't know. Do you greet every stranger with anger? Come on. We can do better than that, folks. Come on. All right, folks. This is Hard Hat Conversations coming at you hard. Go in peace. May God bless you. And if you don't believe in God, I hope you still fare well. I'm out of here. And don't forget, guilty. Guilty. Hold them politicians and lawmakers accountable. Guilty is charged right now. Maybe they can do better. And tell them to tell you what they're going to do right away and start doing it. Guilty. I say guilty right now. But we can change that, folks. And they can change as well. I'm out.